The Pirates and the Dodgers tried to play through the rain on the 12th of May, but couldn't get the game in. It was canceled after 2 innings. The weather just too foul. So today is makeup day. And a much better weather day here at PNC Park. It's actually game 4 of a 4-game series between the Dodgers and the Pirates. Hi again, everyone. With Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Pirates arriving early this morning on September 1st. They've got some new bodies here as well as the rosters are able to expand today. Catcher Jason Jaramillo is here. Also left-handed pitcher Brian Burris.
Yeah, the team really needed some help, especially in that pitching department. As we've seen in the month of August, the pitching has really started to wear down. So Burris has come up, but not a great year in the minor leagues, 4.66 ERA, but certainly can come in and show something here at the end of this. Jaramillo also, you expand the rosters, 40 guys, you got to have a third catcher, so pretty much a no-brainer bringing up Jason.
The pitcher today is Brad Lincoln. During his last outing in St. Louis, he was outstanding, getting the victory. And Brad trying to prove that he belongs in the starting rotation.
Yeah, he really has this nice window of opportunity to come up here and show what he can do. And he has just been outstanding in his last couple of starts against 2 great lineups. He really, right now, is our steadiest starting pitcher, even though he's only been up for, 3 starts?
And he also can swing the bat a little bit. But Lincoln's big job today to try to solve Matt Kemp. Kemp making a triple crown run. He is 4th in batting average in the National League, 2nd in home runs, tied with Albert Pujols, and 2nd in runs batted in.
Anytime you have an elite player in that opposition lineup, he's the guy you don't want to let beat you. That's what Lincoln's going to try to do today.
Matt Kemp making a big turnaround from last season, and he'll be in the Dodger lineup. Folks, coming in for some bonus baseball, a makeup game at PNC Park. Your turn to root is next.
Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com, definitely worth the click. And by PNC, for the achiever in you. Let's go, Bucks!
Pretty nice day on the North Shore as the Pirates and the Dodgers get set to begin this makeup game. Right-hander Brad Lincoln pitching to the shortstop D. Gordon. First pitch of the game is high for ball one. D. Gordon's been up and down from AAA Albuquerque to the big leagues a couple of times this year. They like his speed. He brings a lot of excitement to the lineup. 234 hitter. 1-1 the count. He goes to left. He'll try for two here. Nope, he'll stop at first. Big turnaround first, then put the brakes on as Presley got the ball in quickly. Don Mattingly's lineup for the Dodgers today. You saw Gordon with the hit, then James Loney, Matt Kemp in the 3 spot, Andre Ethier hitting cleanup. Miles a switch hitter, followed by Tony Gwynn Jr., A.J. Ellis behind the plate, Jamie Carroll in the 8 spot, and Dana Evelyn doing the pitching and batting 9th against Brad Lincoln. Gordon was thinking about 2 here and then changed his mind.
Might try to take it right now. Watch him fairly closely.
James Loney, the first baseman. Lincoln long pause. Now he'll throw to first. And Gordon gets back. Brad Lincoln got to spend some time at home on this recent trip. He was in Pearland, Texas. Slept in his own bed for a few nights while the Pirates were playing in Houston, where he went to college at the University of. Loney to center field. Pretty well hit, but McCutchen drifting in front of the trap will make the catch. And Gordon trying to rush that throw from McCutchen, bluffing the tag.
You see what Lincoln has been doing of late, really impressing everybody, trying to make that move toward the starting rotation on a permanent basis. So far, so good.
And we talked about his hitting earlier. 7 out of 20 career at the plate with a double and 4 runs batted in. He had a double against the Cardinals in his last start. He split the gap in right center field, driving home a run, and Pirates victory that day. Matt Kemp with 1 out and 1 on. There goes Gordon, and the pitch fouled back. Our Barrel Automotive League leaders stat: Matt Kemp this season, 4th in average, 3rd in hits, tied for 2nd in home runs and RBIs, 3rd in OPS. Big numbers for the center fielder for the Dodgers. Barrel Automotive, definitely worth the click at barrel.com.
Kemp upset himself after that last pitch. I'm not sure if he was upset because he missed that fastball, or if he's thinking, I should have just take the pitch, let Gordon try to get into scoring position for me. He hit the ground pretty hard with the bat. Kind of fastball right down the middle. Now after that, what you can see by his body language, hits the handle down. He was upset at himself for either swinging at it or for missing it. One of those two. Gordon looked like he had a pretty good jump.
0-1 is hit into right field. And Gordon will turn second and fly to third base. Runners on the corners and 1 out for Los Angeles.
A good decision by Tabata. Just go ahead and throw the ball to second. Don't try to get that ball all the way to third. Perhaps give Kemp an opening to get to second base. Strike zone presented by Range Resources. Shows that ball just on the outside half of the plate, right off the end of the bat.
See D. Gordon, who is the son of former pitcher Tom Flash Gordon. But D might want to inherit his dad's name for his ability to run the bases.
I don't think his dad had that kind of foot speed.
Oh. First name is DeVeras. And as D. First and third for Andre Ethier. Ethier takes ball 1. .295 for Ethier, 11 homers, Driven in 56. Lincoln misses outside for ball 2. 2-0.
I like the first 2 pitches. Looked like two-seamer down, looking for that ground ball. And then on that last pitch, just a fastball outside corner, hoping that Ethier would go out there and try and pull that, put it on the ground to second base.
Kemp takes off for second base. Dolmet bluffs the throw. And now 2 men in scoring position for the Dodgers and 1 out. Kemp with his 16th stolen base.
Watch Gordon see. Nah, Gordon wasn't going anywhere. Kemper. Pretty good jump. Intentional walk.
So his 36th stolen base, incorrectly mentioned his 16th. 36 of them.
Seemed like Lincoln with the fast guys on it, just really slow getting that ball home. Feels like Gordon and Kemp, he's going to have to quicken up that move to the plate.
Gordon the runner at third base, Matt Kemp at second, Andre Ethier at first. Top of the first inning, base is full, 1 out. Aaron Miles, switch inning infielder, playing third base today. Go 1 pitch. Base hit, Dodgers on the board. Gordon comes in, here comes Kemp behind him. Throw cut off by Wood at first, 2-0 Los Angeles.
That ball hit very hard in the right field. It was not a seeing eye ground ball. He did try and take something away from him. Looked like he was on the outside half of the plate. Did put it on the ground, but he hit it hard. Watch how fast this ball gets through the infield. I mean, one hopper, nobody's got a chance to move.
Dodgers have won 8 of their last 9 games. Their record over the last 10 is second best in the majors, behind the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 9-1. Tony Gwynn to center field. And McCutchen will tag, or catch it rather. Ethier will tag and score. And it's 3-0 Dodgers.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources. Right down the middle. Fastball. Well, Lincoln's used up all of his slack now.
Bear down.
You start a ball game, you hope you give up 2, thinking, okay, 3. If I give up 3, we should have a chance to still win the ball game. Well, he's given up 3 now, so that's it. He's got to throw zeros now.
Facing Dodgers catcher A.J. Ellis. 241 hitter. Homer and 7 runs batted in. And Ellis with Aaron Miles over at first base. Miles back in plenty of time. Miles been around a little bit. With the Colorado Rockies for a while, then over at St. Louis, the Cardinals.
St. Miles has traveled somewhere.
He's traveled some miles under him. A.J. Ellis with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Yeah, and this is a makeup of the May 12th game that was rained out here at PNC Park. Pirates had won 1 of the previous 3 games with the Dodgers in that series. So the Dodgers with a win today would get a series win, and the Pirates with a win would earn a series split. Pirates will see the Dodgers again pretty soon, too. Middle of the month. After the next homestand, they go out to Los Angeles for 4 more. A little roller, and Lincoln throws on to first, and Wood makes the play. So for the Dodgers, 3 runs off Brad Lincoln in the top half of the first inning. Danny Evelyn coming out to pitch against the Bucks. By Toyota. Leading off, Jose Tabata, the right fielder. Alex Presley and McCutchen to follow. Gilman hitting cleanup. Will Walker in the 5 spot. Then Harrison Wood. Chase Darno gets a start, hitting 8th. And Brad Lincoln doing the pitching batch 9th against the left-hander. Although briefly a former Pirate, Danny Evelyn. Evelyn making his 2011 debut this afternoon in the big leagues. After going 12-8 in AAA with the Albuquerque Isotopes.
Dodgers back in Albuquerque. And they're a long, long time. They moved to Vegas for a little while, didn't they?
Yes. They were there for a number of years. Toronto is in there now, but Albuquerque was glad to get the Dodgers back. That's been some tradition between those two cities. And Jose Tabata takes a strike from Evelyn. Jose sat out 2 games ago with a sore left wrist. Finds himself down 0-2 to Evelyn. Played last night against Houston and hit 3 balls to the second baseman, Jose Altuve, while striking out once. Get into a double play as well. So not the kind of night that Jose Tabata would like to put in the memory book. Hopes to make up for it this afternoon.
And nobody has had much good offensive work while we were in Houston. Tough series. A lot of strikeouts for the Pirates.
Jose hangs alive. You think that can be something that's epidemic or contagious? You know, when you see hits bunched together, they say hitting's contagious. Can things that go wrong become contagious too?
I don't believe that hitting is contagious. I think that's just an old saying that somebody came up with and sounds good. I don't think there's anything to do with it. I'm sure, and I talked about this earlier with somebody on the air. It might have been Stan earlier in the season about there was one point where Ronnie Cedeno was hitting the heck out of the ball for a 2-week period and no one else was doing a thing. So I guess he wasn't contagious. It's just an old saying that to me is meaningless.
It does sound good when you say it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but hitting is not contagious.
But do you think that was
poor hitting?
That was coach speak years ago, just to try to get the team to believe it?
I guess. I don't know. Sometimes there's no reason for anything that you can think of, so you come up with that.
And Tabata rather, strikes out looking.
The Pirates have really, it's not just Houston. It's been a problem all year with these strikeouts. There's been different reasons. On the outside corner. with the lefty Wandy Rodriguez, it was all chasing pitches. And that one was taken.
Presley takes ball one. Alex hopes to keep his bat going here in the month of September as the Pirates enter the final month of the season today. One ball, one strike to Presley. Roster is able to expand all around baseball today. A lot of teams will wait, especially if they have AAA teams in contention and the big league team is not. They'll allow them a few more days, or allow some of the guys to finish their minor league seasons in AAA or AA.
That's a good thing too. That you have to have keep that good relationship with your AAA club, the fans down there. You don't want to rob them of their good players, like you said, if they're in contention and you're not.
Presley bangs one to center field on a base hit.
Maybe a little breaking ball that just kind of hung there about belt high. Nope, fastball. Looking at it a second time. Take a look at the strike zone position by Range Resources. Definitely a fastball, 90 mile an hour. It would be a very impressive breaking pitch if it was 90.
McCutchen, ground ball to short. Gordon flips to second for one. That's all they'll get there, as Jamie Carroll couldn't make the turn and McCutchen safe at first. Fielder's choice for McCutchen, and two gone for the Pirates in the bottom of the first inning.
A lot of speed going down the line, and if you don't get that good grip immediately, you're not going to get a second chance with McCutchen.
Ryan Domit, 267 hitter, started last night. He had a hit in the second inning. That was all he got. He was at the plate when the game ended in the top of the ninth inning. A switch hitter batting right-handed against Dana Evelyn. Walker on deck. One 0 pitch. Domit fouls it off. 1-1. Dodgers had to play San Diego yesterday, so West Coast game for them. Then they traveled cross country for this game, arriving about 1 a.m. in Pittsburgh.
Where are they headed tomorrow? Or today?
Today, right after the game, they're going to Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah. 1-1 is up and in. Pirates right after this one will head to Chicago. 3 straight day games with the Cubs. Pirates arrived this morning well after 3 a.m. after a night in Houston.
Be a while before we play a night game.
Yeah, well, get this one here today, then 3 in Chicago during the day. The Labor Day Monday game is a day game here. Don Mattingly, former Yankee great. And the unfortunate thing for Mattingly is he played there at the wrong time, because the Yankees weren't nearly as good as they are now, or they used to be. He was kind of in that middle area in the 1980s when the Yankees were scuffling at times. But Mattingly, consistently one of the best players during his era. And McCutchen is hung up. Now heading back to first base, the catcher Ellis will tag him out, and the Pirates make the final out on the bases in the bottom half of the first. We played one full at PNC Park. 3-0 Dodgers. Field, 1:30 start time here on Root Sports. 12:30 Saturday, and an hour later again on Sunday at 1:30. Then the Houston Astros come in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, the Labor Day game, and back playing night games Tuesday and Wednesday. All games right here on Root Sports. Jamie Carroll will lead off for the Dodgers, the number 8 hitter, facing Brad Lincoln. He'll strike one. Brad touched up for 3 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. And not much wiggle room for Brad Lincoln, as you mentioned, Bob, from here on out today.
Nope, not much at all. Throw some zeros up there. He knows it.
Walker gets Carroll by a step. Play by Neil Walker to charge and throw and get Jamie Carroll. Well, Danny Evelyn will stand in. 27-year-old out of Palmdale, California.
What they call the high desert up that way.
Well, he went to college at the College of the Canyons where you went.
Yep, he's a Cougar. Always went after the younger players. COC. It's a pretty good baseball school as the California junior colleges go.
Santa Clarita.
Yep. Actually, back then it was called Valencia. I still think they might have a Valencia mailing address, but yeah, they've got like a whole bunch of small towns kind of brought over the big umbrella of Santa Clarita.
Is that where you send your alumni donations?
Oh yeah. I remember about that place. It was 365, the dead center.
Really?
Yeah.
A hitter's ballpark.
Pretty much.
Yeah. 365 to dead center.
That's what the sign said. I don't I'm not so sure that's what it was, but maybe they're just trying to recruit hitters.
2-2. And Evelyn fouls it off.
Palmdale, that's where my father-in-law lives now, up that way. It's up by Edwards Air Force Base.
And Evelyn down on strikes, 2 away. McDonald's High School football is back for another exciting season on Root Sports. The action kicks off tomorrow live at 7 p.m. when Thomas Jefferson takes on Woodland Hills at the Wolf Arena. It's on tomorrow night. And after the Pirates play the Cubs, Pirates postgame will stay on the air right up until it's time to kick that one off from the Wolf Arena. D. Gordon looks to bunt his way on. Lincoln the throw, and Wood got his hand in a bad spot. And home plate umpire Andy Fletcher is going to rule Gordon out.
I got to say, he was running up in fair territory.
You hope Brandon Wood's okay. That's a tough spot for the first baseman to be in.
Yeah, it's first baseman's nightmare to have to reach in to the runner like that.
Didn't give Wood a chance to catch it.
Wow, it's awful dangerous for the first baseman to have to reach in there and try to make that catch.
Oh, 1-2-3 inning as it turns out. Don Mattingly trying to get the explanation. getting engaged with Brandon Wood, and it's called out.
You say he's supposed to be running in that box outlined by the chalk, and he wasn't, and the ball hit him in the back. That is definitely the correct call.
Brandon Wood's hand.
Oh man! I mean, look at the way it was bent back. Yeah, I've seen first baseman get seriously injured having to do that.
Trainer Brad Henderson
get dislocated elbows.
Took him down the tunnel, and we'll see if we see Brandon Wood back out here this afternoon. Ryan Domit was at the plate when Andrew McCutchen was caught stealing. He gets a fresh count and finds himself behind 0-2.
How's it score? 1-3?
1-3 put up.
Just
yeah. 0-2 pitch. And Domit to the left center field. That's down for a hit. Leadoff single for Domit. Pirates will try to get something going now against Dana Evelyn.
There it is again. Down and away off the end of the bat. That's why it didn't go anywhere. But that's a good thing in this case. Falls in for the leadoff single. We need some base runners. Get something going. Who is he talking to?
I'll give you one guess. Never see his caller ID.
You know what he needs to do? At some point, he's going to have to upgrade, isn't he? It's an awfully old phone.
He's only got one app on that phone.
Oh, I see who he's talking to.
I've got him on hold, though. I've got him on hold. Oh, pitch to Walker is in for a strike. I told you never to call me here.
Doesn't he know you're working?
He doesn't seem to care. I'm going to hang up on him right now. No. 2-1 to Neil Walker. So Neil today can have a good outing in front of the home crowd before taking off for Chicago again. Final trip into Chicago in 2011 coming up. Walker gets it into center field, deflected off Gordon, and Domit all the way to third.
Well, that is a big non-play by Gordon. He comes up with that hard hit ground ball. It's going to be an easy double play because it was hit very sharply.
Base hit here for Walker. Hit him in the
right
forearm first.
That's a ugly play on defense. First of all, why was he even on the ground?
Josh Harrison bounces one towards second. Flip to Gordon. And that's two, but the Pirates get a run. So the Dodgers trade 2 outs for a run. Bucco's on the board. It's 3-1.
Not exactly what we wanted, but we'll take it. Could have been a double play earlier. It wasn't, so we were able to get on the board with a single run.
Brandon Wood out there. He has rubbed some dirt on whatever was ailing him after colliding with D. Gordon at the bottom of the second for the third out.
Hey, he's still trying to solidify his spot as an extra man for next year. And I don't know if it's right or not, but it's a reality when you're in that position. Sometimes you can't be too worried about, well, that hurts. You got to go out and play. You got to rub some dirt on it, as you said. Whereas if you already have your spot, to have those kind of concerns.
Steve Pearce back with the club today. He did not travel as he continued to rehab here with the broken finger in wood. As the ball take a little bit of a right turn out there in center field, and it ends up in the glove of Matt Kemp. Pirates get a run and now trail the Dodgers by 2 runs. Launching Root Sports today in Parkersburg, West Virginia area. And welcome to CAS Cable subscribers. We look forward to bringing you Pirates baseball, wild and wonderful sports, and Penguins hockey throughout the year. Thanks for your support and welcome to the Root Sports family. Here on the North Shore in Pittsburgh with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Glad you're along watching Pirates baseball. This makeup game between the Dodgers and the Pirates from May 12th. Rained out after 2 innings. James Loney takes a strike. The starting pitchers that night, by the way, were John Garland for the Dodgers and Charlie Morton for the Pirates. 0-1 in there for a called strike, 0-2. Loney flied to McCutchen in center field his first time up. Pitch way inside. And a 1-2 count. Loney had 1 at bat on May 12th and flied to center. Ground ball down to Wood. He'll take care of it. And 1 gone for the Dodgers in the top half of the 3rd inning. I find that kind of ironic that in the original game, Loney's first at bat, he flied to center, and then which got wiped out because it wasn't an official game, and then his first at bat here today just does the same exact thing.
He wanted to stay consistent.
Kemp hit into a double play his first at bat on May 12th to end an inning and the first inning, but not so lucky here today. A base hit, his career high 36th stolen base, and then he came around to score. And a 2-run single by Aaron Miles. Pitch inside to Matt Kemp. 2 balls, no strikes.
A lot of distractions in LA this year. The ownership problems. Kemp able to put together a fabulous season.
Last year, Matt Kemp did not have the kind of season that he wanted himself to have, certainly. He gets this one down to Harrison. Nice stack. Throws him out. 2 down. And got some criticism not only from the press but from the Dodger front office as well. It was a difficult time for him this year. He has shown up and is proving that he can be the player that they thought he could be. 30-30 guy this year, and actually has an outside shot at the Triple Crown. His batting average is going to be tough. 320 the average. Jose Reyes of the Mets at 336. And Reyes just going to be tough to catch. But, you know, a little less than a month of games remaining.
If he was playing for a good team, somebody that's in first place, you'd be mentioning his name for MVP.
Sure.
This kind of year he's at.
I think a lot of the talk about the MVP race is centering around Milwaukee at this point, mostly because of the run they've had at a later point in the season. Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
It's like next week at this time they'll be in school. Great day at the ballpark. Andre Ethier intentionally walked and came in to score on the sacrifice fly by Tony Gwynn. 3-1 to count on Andre Ethier. Here's the 3-1 to center field. Well struck, going back McCutchen. He makes the catch, and for the second inning in a row, Brad Lincoln retires the Dodgers in order. This season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Chase Darno puts the first pitch of the inning in play, and Jamie Carroll's second baseman throws him out. One pitch, one away for the Pirates in their half of the third. Quick out for Evelyn. Speaking of quick, he had a quick visit with the Pirates last year. 9 2/3 innings with Pittsburgh. He was 0-1 in 3 appearances, 1 start. And then spent some time in Indianapolis in AAA where he went 0-2. That was after he started the season on the opening day roster of the Toronto Blue Jays. Brad Lincoln takes strike one. Had 9 starts. 9 appearances, all of them starts for the Blue Jays. Went 3-4 with Toronto. Lincoln down to third. Miles throws him out. 2 quick outs for the Pirates in the third. Back to the top of the order, and Jose Tabata. Lincoln didn't put that ball where he wanted to.
Yeah, that ball got in on him.
Peanut butter and jam.
Tabata's job now, I have to take a couple of pitches. 2 reasons. Evelyn's only thrown 3 this inning. We've got 2 outs. And his pitcher just went down the steps. First time up, took that curveball that just caught the outside corner. That was the pitch that they could not, any of the Pirates, lay off of the other night when Wandy Rodriguez was throwing it. The curveball down and in.
There was a lot of chasing involved. 1-2 now to Jose. What was odd was the start before for Rodriguez. His curveball was real flat. And he came home, and all of a sudden it was working for him again, and it ended up doing in the Pirates. Rodriguez struck out 13 of the 16 Pirates that would strike out that night. That was Monday. New day today. Pirates down by a pair of runs in the third inning. 2-2 pitch from Evelyn to Tabata. On a foul ball. Jason Jaramillo and Brian Burris have been recalled from AAA and added to the active roster. Burris is expected to start tomorrow against Ryan Dempster of the Cubs. There's Jaramillo visiting with Steve Pearce. Jaramillo had a lot of time here last year with the injury to Ryan Doumit, but this year would have come up, but he found himself injured in AAA. Tabata to right. Andre Ethier getting behind it. And he retires him, and Evelyn sets down the Pirates in order. We'll head to the fourth at PNC Park. 3-1 Dodgers.
Back with the injury and whatnot, but I just try to look at the bright side of everything. I had some really good things happen this year. Had my first child, so I'm just trying to focus on the good things, positive, and move forward. And we still got a month left of good baseball, and I'm here to just try to contribute, getting back into the rhythm there. I played well at the end of the season there in Indy, and I just want to pick up where I left off and find that rhythm and move forward.
Jason Jaramillo back in Pittsburgh after a long season, but as he mentioned, a lot of things personally on a positive note happening for him, and he's looking forward here now baseball wise to the final month. Any kind of contributions that he can give certainly would be appreciated by the Pirates. In case you did not get the news, the first of the call-ups began today. Jaramillo on only 46 games due to injury. And Brian Burris, 5-9. The lefty will start tomorrow against Ryan Dempster in Chicago.
Jaramillo, I'm sure does not want to look back and think about missed opportunity, but that's kind of what this season was for him. With the catching problems that the Pirates had early on at the big league level, he could have been a big part of this season if he would have been able to stay healthy.
Aaron Miles lines out to chase d'Arnaud. One down for Los Angeles. Nine straight retired now by Brad Lincoln. Since Tony Gwynn was up the last time. He flied to center. A run did score on that particular play. Sacrifice fly. Tony takes up and in, or as his dad calls him, Anthony.
Anthony?
Yeah. Anthony. Oh, says it kind of fast. Rolls it to Brandon Wood. Wood will tag Gwynn. Nice move by Gwynn to try to get around him. He is pretty quick, but he wasn't getting around Wood there. 2 down. Let's take a look at our AT&T Mobility trivia question today. Prior to Matt Kemp, who was the last Dodger and the last Pirate to reach the 30-30 club? 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Prior to Matt Kemp, the last Dodger and the last Pirate to reach the 30-30 club. Last Pirate, wouldn't it be Barry Bonds?
Yeah, I was thinking Brian Giles earlier, but he never stole 30. Bonds would definitely be the man for that category for the Pirates.
A.J. Ellis crushes one foul. That ball is as far as I've seen a ball hit here this year.
Down the line, upper deck.
If you're impressed by a foul ball, you'll be impressed by that one.
Yep, he got all of it. Just strike one, though.
And Lincoln delivers high. Ball 2 rather. 2-1. Long walk to get that one.
That's way up there.
Three-one pitch from Lincoln. Check swing foul, and the count goes full. 2 outs, base is empty for the Dodgers. A.J. Ellis 0 for 1.
There's the ball.
No longer in possession of the older gentleman.
Well played.
To center field, and McCutchen will keep it in front, but Ellis is aboard with a 2-out single. That ends a run of 9 straight set down by Lincoln.
Watch McCutchen. Looked like a little bit of a hesitation on it before he came in. That's tough. As center fielder, you're not real sure. And remember, this guy just hit one in the upper deck down the line. So I can understand your first reaction to be, well, did he get that one? But he didn't, and it just dumps in for a single.
Jamie Carroll takes strike 1. Well, toughest balls are the ones hit directly at you.
Yep. Tough ones to read.
Jamie Carroll grounded out to Neil Walker to start the 2nd inning. Here in the top of the 4th, a 3-1 Dodger lead. Breaking ball in for a strike.
Carroll played a lot of shortstop for the Dodgers this year.
He's bounced around from infield position to infield position. He's Played some third during his time.
A lot of different teams himself, along with Miles.
They've been on the same team at the same time before. Lined right at McCutchen. And that takes care of the Dodgers as Brad Lincoln seems to be settling in nicely after a 3-inning first.
Baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
Back here at PNC Park with Bob Walk, Tim Neverett. 3-1 Dodgers with the lead. Brad Lincoln with the 3-run first inning, and then after that done fairly well. He's given up just one hit since. That was to A.J. Ellis. And now Alex Presley will be followed by Andrew McCutchen and Ryan Doma. 2, 3, and 4 in the Pirates order. Down by just a pair of runs here. And trying to come back against left-hander Danny Evelyn in his 2011 big league debut. Not his big league debut, but his debut this year. Presley takes a ball. Evelyn has actually pitched against the Pirates once before. 2005, September 30th. He faced two batters here at PNC Park while a member of the Milwaukee Brewers. Forced to ground out and issued a walk. Presley had a base hit to center field his first time up. 1 for 1. Evelyn's pitch. And Presley to left field. Going back on it. Tony Gwynn Jr. He makes the catch.
Evelyn's doing a good job today. Not hurting himself with base on balls, anything like that. Not a lot of strikeouts. Just getting the ball put in play, but not finding many holes.
Andrew McCutchen reached on a fielder's choice and was caught stealing in the first. Got the high socks going today. He's trying to change things up perhaps. He's done that once before this season. Usually has the game pants down on top of the shoes, but today they're tucked up under the kneecaps. Great seat on a Thursday afternoon. Great seat on any afternoon or even in the evening.
This is a great afternoon, too. Beautiful weather.
We had some rain roll through here before. The tarp was on the field for a while prior to the game, but it's been very nice since that rain rolled through. Thunderstorms came through the area last night.
Right after we got home, about 5 o'clock in the morning.
It was this morning, we should say, not last night, this morning. Cuts into right field. Ethier drifting back. 2 out for the Pirates in the 4th. Let's take time to answer our AT&T Mobility trivia question. Prior to Matt Kemp, who was the last Dodger and the last Pirate to reach the 30-30 club, we guessed Bonds for the Pirates. What about the Dodgers?
I would have no guess for the Dodgers. You know, maybe like a Dusty Baker or something. Raul Mondesi.
About a guy who was a Pirate as well. Raul Mondesi, 1999. Throw it down to third. Aaron Miles corrals it. And the Pirates, for the second straight inning, gone in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Bucks in the 4th. We'll head to inning number 5 at PNC Park when we come back. Super shots from the AGH cam today on a nice day at PNC Park. Pirates would like to make the score a little nicer for them. Down by 2 runs, 3-1. Brad Lincoln set to face Evelyn, and then the top of the order, D. Gordon and James Loney. Lincoln's numbers through the first 4 innings.
Putting himself behind the 8 ball. He has done the job to this point. Keeps throwing up the zeros. Get the pitcher leading off here. So good opportunity to start the inning out with an out.
Evelyn struck out swinging for the second out of the second inning. Fouls this one away. We were talking about the trivia answer. Raul Mondesi and Barry Bonds, the last Dodger and Pirate to have 30-30 seasons. Barry Bonds is the only Pirate to have a 30-30 season. In 1992, he had 34 home runs and 39 stolen bases. And he's also the only 30-50 guy. Remember 1990, 33 homers and 52 stolen bases.
I think he's the only 500 guy, isn't he?
Now that's a lid right there. That's a lid you have to have.
Yeah.
There's some altitude on that hat.
You know why he's got that?
Why?
Because Lincoln's pitching. Stovepipe hat?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Two and two to the pitcher, Dana Evelyn. Lincoln's pitch in there for strike three call. Florida Marlins will be visiting PNC Park to take on your Buccos Saturday, September 10th at 7:05. Don't miss the final Zambelli fireworks night of the season. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday, where all fans receive a scratch card, good for prizes from Eaton Park. For tickets, visit Pirates.com. September 10th, Florida Marlins are in, and the final Zambelli fireworks show of the season. Don't miss it. D. Gordon takes a strike. Gordon a base hit and the ground out. Wasn't your average everyday run of the mill ground out, however. As he hit one, tried to bunt his way aboard. Lincoln picked it up over by the third baseline, fired it over to first base, and Gordon was running in fair territory, way inside the fair line, and called out by home plate umpire Andy Fletcher. After the throw by Lincoln could not have been fielded by Wood. It hit Gordon in the back. Wood's arm got hung up with Gordon. 0-2 pitch. Again, little number back toward the mound. And Lincoln made sure the throw was good this time and easy for Wood to handle.
And Gordon made sure he got into the foul side of that line, too. He moved over about halfway down. He breaks out, he's fair, and just as he left the picture, that's when he moved over right where that box is, where you're supposed to watch him. Fair, and now he's thinking, oh, I got to get in that box. Now he's in there. He's on the right side of the line. That's where he needs to be.
James Loney taking ball one. Loney is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Flying to center field in the first inning and grounded out back to Brandon Wood at first base in the third. Loney hits one to right and deep over the head of Tabata. Bouncing off the Clemente wall. Loney heading for his second base. Sliding head first, and he will be in with a double. Double number 20 for James Loney.
Take a look at the location of the pitch. Now up and in. He just spun on it. Usually get a fastball up and in, you feel pretty good about it, but he got the head of the bat to it and kept it fair. Tabata did the right thing. He knew it was over his head, so he set up for the rebound, but he didn't get much of a rebound. It came off the chain link part of the wall. Well, Tabata had to go get the ball, and that allowed Loney, who was like he was running out of gas, allowed him to get in there.
So Matt Kemp up with a runner in scoring position, fouls this pitch back. He doesn't want to run out of gas this far from home.
No. We don't want this guy at the plate with these situations either.
Kemp is 1 for 2.
Over 100 RBIs going into the last month of the season. That is one heck of a year. Not over yet for him.
Matt Kemp had already reached the 2020 mark, 20 homers, 20 steals by the All-Star break. That was the first Dodger since 1979 to do that. And the last Dodger to do it is Davey Lopes, who is now the first base coach. Davey, the second baseman of that long-standing Dodger infield. Teamed up with Bill Russell at shortstop, Ron Say at third, Steve Garvey at first. They stayed together for a long time.
About a decade or so, I think it was.
2-1 pitch.
Came together about the same time that Lasorda moved up from Albuquerque to take over the reins. Good curveball. I guess maybe a slider looking at the velocity. Over at the strike zone, look down at the bottom, you can always see the velocity. If it's up into the 80s, then the breaking pitch was most likely a slider.
Loney off of second base, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch to Kemp. We'll get another.
If that breaking ball you see it's down in the 70s, then it's going to be a curve. And then sometimes with Karstens, it'll even be in the upper 60s.
Yeah. We saw in the lower 60s in his last outing, 63 mile-an-hour curveball. I think he wins the contest for the slowest speed this year among Pirates pitchers.
It'll be tough to get under that.
And there is a contest, by the way, he and Paul Maholm had to see who could throw the slowest pitch. Just off the outside edge of the plate. Count is now full to Matt Kemp.
Fastball, he was trying to dot an I out on the outside corner, just missed. Well, there's an easy way to win that. You just go out there in a game where you got about a 4-run lead and getting later and lob one in there.
Got him swinging. Lincoln.
Slider.
Strikes out Matt Kemp. And they strand James Loney after the 2-out double. 3-1 Dodgers.
Sports is sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Dodgers ahead of the Pirates 3-1. Going to the bottom of inning number 5. And Neil Walker leading off. Josh Harrison next. And Brandon Wood to follow. Facing left-hander Dana Evelyn. Evelyn was traded from the Toronto Blue Jays to the Pirates last year for right-handed minor league pitcher Ronald Oviedo. D. Gordon way out there. Makes the catch in front of Tony Gwynn.
Well, it's time to check out the key matchup of the day from our friends at Day Automotive. Josh Harrison has been doing a great job since being called up. Look at the runners on base, 368 average. He has certainly opened up some eyes. And you know, another thing, Tim, I don't know if you agree with this or not, but I think his defense at third base has made great strides since we saw him the first time he was called up.
Seems a lot more comfortable over there with the glove. Made a nice play earlier today. Matt Kemp. Kemp's second at bat. Seen him cover more ground toward the hole and also with his backhand toward the line. Looking bunt if it stays fair. And it will roll foul. Now yesterday he had one just like that, but the Houston pitcher Henry Sosa, the rookie, picked it up. And he was able to walk in with a base hit, but today not so lucky. Couldn't keep it on the grass.
As soon as it falls off the grass, it starts rolling with a little bit of velocity toward the chalk line, and then it's just a matter of time. If it stays up there, it's fine, but once it gets on the edge, that's what gives it the momentum going the other way. And the way they cut the infield in Houston, that foul line is right next to the grass. It's only a couple inches over there. Makes it even more important to keep it up on that grass ledge.
Harrison up in the air to left center. Tony Gwynn will give way to Matt Kemp, who retires him for out number 2.
Kemp looked like Soriano out there on that one.
Oh, hop skip on that catch.
Getting us ready for Chicago.
Yeah, just a warm up. Pirates aboard a plane immediately following this game and head to Chicago. 3 straight day games against the Cubs. Brian Burris expected to start tomorrow against Cubs right-hander Ryan Dempster.
Jump. A signature move for Soriano while we bring it up. No matter how routine the fly ball is, he jumps for it.
He's dropped one or two of those in the past. Well, hopefully we don't see any of those this weekend. Hopefully anything hit to left goes over his head. It can be a tough place to hit, or it can be a home run heaven, depending on which way the wind's blowing at Wrigley. Brandon Wood goes down quietly on strikes, and the Pirates down in order for the 3rd straight inning. 3-1 Dodgers. Stanley Evelyn, his club in front.
Inning, Lincoln really has to do some of his best pitching of the afternoon. He has a extremely tough hitter and Kemp up there. Somebody having a great year. He's down by a couple of runs, runner in scoring position, and he's just painting it. And this pitch right here, where he tries to dot the I, sets up the strike 3 pitch, comes back with the slider. Kemp thinks he's coming with another fastball and misses it by a ton. think of the quality hitters that Lincoln has had to face his last 3 times, and he's been able to hold them down. And starting out with the Fielder and the Braun, and then going through the big 3 with the Cardinals, and now having to deal with Kemp this afternoon. Absolutely phenomenal job by the young right-hander.
Let you know where you are.
Yep. He certainly has not been intimidated by anybody. He's pitched inside. You saw I think it was the 3rd pitch of that last sequence we were showing was well inside off the plate to Kemp. We talked to him in Houston after the St. Louis start about how he's been pitching since being called up, and he talked about that pitch right there, the fastball inside to the power guys, to the better hitters, and how he has to be able to do that and sometimes force himself to remember, I got to pitch into these guys. I can't just stay away from them because they're so good.
2 balls and a strike to Andre Ethier. 3-1 now. Ethier, a 2nd-time All-Star this year, went 1 for 1 in the game on the 12th of July in Phoenix. A grand slam a couple of days ago against the Padres. He has walked. Ethier intentionally walked in the 1st inning. Get a look at the numbers over the last 3 outings for Lincoln.
Well, after he got called back up, he was in the bullpen a handful of times coming out, and then got a shot in the starting rotation. Been very good. 12 innings and 2 earned runs against 2 best teams in our division.
The second 2 were starts. His 4th start today. His 1st start came back in early July in Washington, part of a doubleheader Pirates were involved in with the Washington Nationals. McDonald's High School football back for another exciting season on Root Sports. The action kicks off tomorrow live at 7 when Thomas Jefferson takes on Woodland Hills at the Wolverina. It's on tomorrow night. And Pirates and Cubs kick off a full day of sports on Root Sports, and the post game of the Pirates will take you right into high school football.
Throw away the clicker. I like that, the Wolverina. I like that name.
Yeah, it's a neat place. It's certainly the best name of any high school stadium around.
Wolverina.
Great. Kids get excited when they get a chance to play there.
Just the name of their stadium should get them in the Big Ten.
Popped up to short center field, and Andrew McCutcheon has it. Maybe the Big 12, they're going to need teams pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me.
Ethan remains at first base. Miles is out. Now Tony Gwynn Jr. Speaking of the Wolverines, the guy that used to coach at Tony Gwynn Jr.'s alma mater is now the coach at Michigan, Brady Hoke. He was at San Diego State, did a great job there. He was there only 2 years. Ethier takes off, and Gwynn hits it into right field. First and third for the Dodgers with 1 out. Gwynn now 1 for 2.
A look, yep, a little look. That'd be a hit and run. He takes a peek, sees the ball is hit to right field. It doesn't matter whether it's caught or not. He can't stop on a hit and run. You just got to keep going and hope for the best. And it did fall in, so he can get to third.
Neil Walker tried to deke him. He kind of went down, gave a subtle hint that it might be a ground ball. He wanted Ethier to believe it was anyway, but Ethier wasn't buying it.
That's why he had looked over his shoulder. on a hit and run, they tell you make sure you take a peek into the plate so you know where the ball is hit. On a straight steal, they don't care if you look or not. In fact, they encourage you not to look, because it takes about a half a step to look back over your shoulder, unless you're Bolt.
Usain Bolt?
Yeah, he can look back and it doesn't seem to bother him.
No. Well, he got disqualified recently. His last outing.
Really?
Yeah. False start.
They should call that a balk.
Yeah, I agree. Daniel McCutcheon starting to get loose. Top half of the 6th inning, 3-1 Dodgers. Gwynn takes off, throw down, and Gwynn is out. Ryan Domit guns out Tony Gwynn Jr.
Right on the money, strong throw. Domit, very good arm. Nice quick tag. It was a little bit closer with the AGH cam than I thought it was going to be. But Domit, when he is accurate with his throws, he can throw anybody out. He has great arm strength.
Catcher A.J. Ellis behind that one. And it's 0-2 to Ellis. Walker with a quick tag, got him on the back before he could get his hand in. He's done a very good job around the second base bag this year.
Important year for him. It is his first full year flag to flag in the big leagues, and first full year out there at second base. Nice quick tag, got it down. Took advantage of that good throw. We have to keep in mind sometimes when we watch Neil Walker play out at second base, he's still learning the position. But now he has been out there for one full year at this level. He knows what it's all about. He is firmly established.
Here comes the 1-2 to A.J. Ellis. It's low. 2-2. Walker working with Mazeroski at spring training and ran into Bill at the Pirates Charities Golf Tournament recently. Said that he's been impressed with what Neil's been able to do with his footwork around the bag, especially turning double plays. Thinks he has improved a lot. Maz has been pretty happy with what his student has done.
The numbers don't lie.
Turned more double plays than anybody else in the National League. Three balls and 2 strikes to A.J. Ellis. Andre Ethier, the runner at third base. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. Way down the right side, and Ellis will have another. Keep in mind that even though this is just a 1-game makeup, this is actually the 4th game of a 4-game series. Dodgers have won 2 of 3 in this series so far. That was played back in mid-May. Dodgers trying to earn a split of that series. 3-2's high, ball 4, and Ellis aboard. And the reason that's important is because teams keep track of series wins and series losses. So you don't want to have a series loss if you're the Pirates, and for the Dodgers you want to have a series win. Another one. I think it's harder to figure out what they don't keep track of in baseball as opposed to what they do keep track of.
Somebody keeps track of everything somewhere.
Jamie Carroll takes a breaking ball for a strike.
I'm very selective in what I keep track of, as you know.
Yeah, one or two things. The one or two most important things to you. Carroll takes inside. Carroll had played with the Rockies, the Indians. He's also been with the Montreal Expos.
I remember him with the Rockies because he had a couple of really big games against us in Colorado.
Played 3 seasons for the Expos, debuting for them in 2002. And he gets hit. And that will load the bases. Second time in the ball game the Dodgers have had him loaded against Brad Lincoln.
That's kind of stuck on there for a while. That one bounced right back into fair territory. No glancing blow. I'll give him a nice little bruise tomorrow. But, you know, you get something for that bruise. You get that free pass down at first. So.
Well, the bad news is that the bases are loaded. And if there is a silver lining, the pitcher Dana Eveland is up, who has struck out twice, once swinging and once looking. There are 2 down. So if Brad Lincoln's going to get out of the inning, he's got to do it right here.
Yeah, that's I'm sure what Doman had to say when he went out to Lincoln. Said, hey, nobody hurt. At least nobody in a Pirate uniform. Carroll's shoulder's a little sore. So you just go after the pitcher. Get the inning over with. Actually kind of turned out to be a good thing.
Ball 1-2, Eveland. Eveland was a non-roster invitee for the Dodgers this year. He has appeared in the big leagues with Milwaukee, Arizona, Oakland, the Pirates, and Toronto. And he hits one deep to center field. McCutchen has that one measured right on the track. So a little bit of a scare, but Brad Lincoln gets out of a bases loaded situation. 3-1 Dodgers. Ninth at 7:05. It's a free shirt Friday. All fans through the gates get a Pirates t-shirt featuring the Hammer, Joel Hanrahan, courtesy of Edgar Snyder and Associates. Come to Federal Street pregame and enjoy live music and festivities during the Barrel Kia Block Party. For tickets, visit pirates.com/free shirt Friday. What a cool looking shirt that you can have on your back, and kids can wear all around the schools in the area. Joel Hanrahan with his t-shirt. It's hammer time. Not hammer time here yet. Pirates hope it's hammer time by the time the 9th rolls around. Dana Eveland still pitching into the 6th inning here. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. Chase Darno. Lincoln's spot.
Jaramillo.
Jason Jaramillo will come up to pinch hit for him, and then back to the top of the order. Brian Ludwig did not accompany the team on the road trip to St. Louis and Houston, but he should be ready to come off the disabled list on the 7th after having some back issues, but he seems to be okay. Probably anxious to get back in the lineup, too. And Derek Lee is eligible to come off the disabled list, has been for a few days, but still making sure that left wrist is right, and was expecting to hit outside today, but the Pirates changing that schedule up somewhat due to the early morning arrival. And they hit inside, and he hit some live pitching yesterday in the cage in Houston. So we could see the return of both Ludwig and Lee within the week, perhaps.
The Pirates could really push up the number of people on the active roster just by working over that disabled list a little bit.
Right. Well, you got to think that Evan Meek at some point might make a return. The reports have been pretty good from AAA during his rehab. Chase Darno. He's going to beat that one up. That's a base hit. Once it got on that grass, there's not a good chance for the Dodgers to get him. Darno, a base hit.
Yep, that was all over with right there. Miles was playing a little too deep for somebody that can run like Darno. He was back there to just one strike, was well back on the dirt. But you have to make some choices. You want to back up and give yourself some range on a ball hit left or right, or do you want to come in a little bit and take away the chopper? Can't defend against everything.
So Jason Jaramillo, switch hitter, batting right-handed against the lefty Evelyn, batting for Brad Lincoln.
He who defends against everything defends against nothing.
Did you make that up?
No,
I didn't think so.
like Frederick the Great or something like that.
Really? I know you read that somewhere. Probably in your vast research of, the subject of the day, whatever the day was.
Yes, whatever it was.
Lincoln all finished up. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, one of them intentionally. Lincoln's day ends after 94 pitches. Struck out 3. 9 for 9 for Chase Darno. Jaramillo down to third. Carroll the turn, double play. So 2 down. We're talking about DL and injured guys. How about Kevin Correa? Was outside today. Injury update brought to you by Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical suppliers for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ray Searage and Brad Henderson working with Kevin Correa. Trying to get him back.
A little different look going, doesn't he?
Grew some more facial hair while we were away. Seemed to be the course of activity. Steve Pearce had a new stash today as well. Ground ball to short. D. Gordon up with it. He will retire Jose Tabata in a quick inning for Danny Evelyn. Jason Grilli heading to the mound for the Pirates, down 3-1. Call up. Our Lacey Collins had a chance to visit with him about what that's like.
Tim, you were talking about the fact that he was an everyday second baseman this season, but in 2009, when he received the call September 1st, he was still the third baseman. And he recalled that night when he got the phone call, drove from Indianapolis to Cincinnati, got a chance to pinch hit, and he was talking about another second baseman, Gold Glover Brandon Phillips, snagging his hit. He said he'll never forgive him for that one, guys.
Yeah, I remember that very well.
Yep,
I mean,
I remember that too.
He hit an absolute rocket through the looked like it was headed to right field easily, and Brandon Phillips made a Gold Glove play on it. And that's how Neal's big league career began.
And at that point, little did he know that that would be his position out there at second base. Never know how things are going to work out.
Top of the order due up for the Dodgers to face right-hander Jason Grilli. Grilli against D. Gordon, the shortstop. Fastball strike. Grilli had a hiccup in his last outing, getting tagged for a loss during the Houston series, but other than that this month he's been very, very good. That's the way it goes sometimes out of the bullpen. You have spurts where you'll go several scoreless innings in relief when you're a short reliever, and then once in a while somebody's just going to get you.
And the good thing about being in the bullpen, though, you don't have to wear that for 4 or 5 days like a starter does. You have a chance to get back out there and get a good inning. Forget about the bad one.
Oh, 2 to Gordon. To the right side. Wood will tag him out.
Good thing Wood tagged him out. I don't think Grilli was going to beat Gordon to the bag.
Gordon runs pretty well.
And the way that was developing, it was going to be Wood or nobody. No way Grilli was going to make it. He moved right away, but Gordon was going to just flash right blind.
Here's James Loney. He doubled with 2 outs in the 5th. 1 for 3. His 20th double of the season. Now with a 10-game hitting streak.
Good job by Lincoln. I know that he gave up 3 runs, but after that bad first inning, all zeros.
Pirates bats need to get going for him, get him off the hook.
As far as I'm concerned, that's 3 good ones in a row. I'd like to see him get more than 6 innings, but for today, they had to pinch hit for him in that situation. Get the leadoff runner on. You're down by 2 runs. Although the way Lincoln can hit, as his career goes along, there'll be times where you think they're going to pinch hit for him, and they probably won't, just because of the confidence you're going to have in the way he swings the bat.
You were telling me a couple of weeks ago when you saw him in the batting cage,
man,
you had to take a double take. You thought he was a position player taking BP.
Well, you know, it's just the way he goes about his business in the cage. It's like a regular hitter going about his business. You know, a couple line drives the other way, now go back up the middle, work in all fields. With pitchers, it's more or less a home run hitting contest. Let's get in there and you know, big long swings as hard as we can, and you know, like a slow pitch softball game. But he was actually doing work in there, like a hitter does. Ooh, really?
He thought he had him, but called the ball by Andy Fletcher.
He was wanting that ball to be thrown around. He's off the plate a little bit. Strike zone showed it a couple inches off. 94. Really showing some pretty good velocity. In fact, that's real good velocity.
Payoff pitch coming to James Loney. Fouled it off.
He's not a youngster anymore. Grilli's about 34 or so.
Grilli's a guy who's pretty well traveled. Andy Fletcher calling the balls and strikes. Jim Reynolds at first. Mike DeMuro at second. And the crew chief, Tim Welke, is at third base. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Loney, with Matt Kemp on deck. Today's game against the Dodgers is the 5th makeup game in 11 years of play at this park. Pirates had a makeup game here last year, single game against the Cubs on the 7th of June.
A Yankee makeup game?
That was in 08. The Yankees had to come in, and the Pirates won 4-2. Down the left field side, and Presley a long run. Oh, watch it go into the seats. Also had one against the Mets. July 2nd of 09. That one went 10 innings. I remember Adam LaRoche hit one into the right field seats to tie it in the 9th. And it was a day like today. It was also a getaway day type of makeup game. '06 was the first one on June 19th against the Diamondbacks. Lost that one in 11 innings. Loney to right field in front of Tabata on one bounce. James Loney works himself a 1-out single. He's 2 for 4 today.
It's hit pretty hard. If it had some backspin, it would have carried out there, but I think it had topspin instead. Got out there and sat down right away. Hitters are always looking for backspin so they can get that carry. That's how you hit those home runs.
Kemp struck out swinging his last time up. Singled, stole second, and scored in the first. And he's also grounded to Harrison at third. And he goes that way again. This time Darno will get there. Flips one onto first base. Too late. Gets away from Wood, and Loney will take advantage of that and go down to third base.
A rookie mistake. The only play there possibly would have been to throw that ball to second base.
An error on Chase Darno. Yeah, this ball shouldn't have been thrown.
You got a fast guy going down the line. You're just not going to throw him out. Probably wouldn't have had a play at second base either, but if you are going to do something other than just eat the ball, I think that's where he wanted to go with it. I think Brandon Wood, if he was a more experienced first baseman, he would have left the bag and just went and caught the ball. There was no reason to stay on the bag with your foot there. You weren't going to get an out. You should have went and got the ball. Made sure that didn't go as an error. Go catch the ball on the fly. Don't let it bounce.
Kemp gets credit for the hit. The error allows Loney to go down to third. Andre Ethier has done a lot of walking today. He's flying to center. Infield comes in for Ethier. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Strike 1 from Grilly. Andre Ethier batting .326 against right-handers. That's third best in the National League. Away from Doman it goes, and here comes Loney to score. It is now 4-1 Dodgers. And down to third goes Kemp. So Kemp catches the Pirates napping and takes an extra base.
That's obviously the kind of thing you never want to have happen to you. have somebody just keep on trucking. And I think in Doman's defense right now, he assumes that time has been called. There's Kemp, you're talking about how he's got good speed. He's looking around, he sees nobody called time, and he took off for third. But I'm sure Doman thought that somebody had called timeout after that play at the plate was over with. But you can see Kemp glancing at all the umpires. See his head turning. He didn't see anybody with their hand up, so he took off for third.
Everybody advancing on the pass. Stays in. This one is ripped into the camera. Well, watch out.
Man, that ball went in there with all kinds of velocity on it.
Everybody all right down there?
Oh, no, that was a rocket.
Two pitch. Foul out. The pass ball allowing Loney to score in the way that it is scored. It's not a stolen base for Kemp. He advances the extra base on the pass ball. Just takes 2 bases on the pass ball. And a swinging strike. And Andre Ethier goes down, and there are 2 away.
This kind of cleans things up a little bit with that strikeout. The infield now can move back. Good breaking ball down and in.
Another run coming in, and the Pirates hope it's not a key run. Hope it's nothing that they can't overcome. Miles pops this one up. Chase Darno drifting back. Alex Presley coming in. He calls him off. And he makes the catch to end the top half of the 7th inning. A run on 2 hits, 1 error. And we have reached stretch time here at PNC Park. Dodgers with a 4-1 lead.
Follow the bouncing Eaton Park.
The AGH cam hard at work again this afternoon at PNC Park. Dodgers leading the Pirates 4-1. Brad Lincoln 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Matt Kemp 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a run, and Aaron Miles has driven in 2 runs. And Evelyn starts the bottom of the 7th against Alex Presley and delivers a strike. Presley is 1 for 2 today. Trying to beat this one out. He got him on the back, says first base umpire Jim Reynolds.
A super play by Loney to be able to make that. One shot at it, pick the ball up clean and dive. Getting very hard, it didn't look like. Just barely touched him above the P. Right there.
One out for Andrew McCutchen, who was 0 for 2.
AGH Cam always has the story, doesn't it?
Always tells the truth, doesn't it?
Yep.
The AGH Cam.
I love the way it looks on the day games, too. Just gorgeous shots.
Folks out walking across the Clemente Bridge today. Weather heating up this weekend, too.
Yeah, there's going to be tomorrow. Temperature in Chicago for us supposed to be 95 for a high. That'll be comfortable and friendly confines.
You really think it'll be that comfortable?
I know one thing, I'll make it very uncomfortable for the Spiders.
Spiders found you in St. Louis.
Yeah, I did have one attack me.
Here's a 3-1 pitch. Now it's 3-2.
It's gotten around the lake now that I don't care for them, and they lie in wait for me.
I think they've contacted each other on the World Wide Web.
Yep. Oh, Spider Internet.
McCutchen trying to get on base here. Pirates over the last 3 games plus today just have not had a lot of traffic on the bases.
Just 4 base hits so far.
They've had 1 base runner get to second base today. That's Ryan Domit. He eventually came around to score. And last night in Houston, nobody got to second base in the game. So the peaks and valleys continue. Clint Hurdle knows all about them. He deals with them on a daily basis. The best teams and the worst teams go through them. It just depends when they are. Look out on Federal Street this afternoon. Everybody's in watching the ball game right now. Some folks rode their bikes to the game today. Andrew McCutchen continues to battle Danny Evelyn. So the 3-2 pitch again from the left-hander Evelyn to Andrew McCutchen. Hits this one pretty well to right center field. Kemp will track it down right in front of the warning track. In case you missed it, brought to you by Subway for the Cleveland Indians. Shin-Soo Choo has been placed on the DL with an oblique. And Gary Carter diagnosed yesterday with blood clots. First diagnosed with brain tumors in May. Gio Gonzalez of the A's, 7 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts against Cleveland. Albert Pujols, 2 home runs today versus the Brewers. He ties Dave Kingman for 37th all time with 448.
Climbing that ladder, huh?
And
be well higher than that when it's all said and
he'll
done.
be a lot higher than that. He's an incredible player. 1-0 pitch Domet grounds it foul past third. Cardinals leading Milwaukee right now, top of the 6th inning, 8-3. If they win, they would sweep Milwaukee. And what's more impressive about just a sweep is where they're doing it. In Milwaukee, where it is almost like the Brewers never lose.
Yeah, this is a little message to the Brewers, I think, today. Don't celebrate yet.
Ryan Domet with a base hit. He's now 2 for 3. Some baseball going on this Thursday. The Meadows Racetrack and Casino scoreboard shows the Phillies beating Cincinnati. And some Braves later. The Athletics knocking off the Indians. Blue Jays over the Orioles. Orioles having a tough time right now. The Royals beating the Tigers. Yankees and Red Sox tonight. Rays and Rangers later as well in Arlington. And the Mariners hosting the Angels. Well, the American League West, the Angels just trailing Texas by 3.5 today. Had a chance to close that gap last night. Game got away from him. Right back to Evelyn. And Walker is out. And the Dodgers retire the Pirates again. Evelyn gives up the 1 hit to Domet. We're on to the 8th. 4-1 Los Angeles.
Sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Back here at PNC Park with Lacey Collins and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Everett. 4-1. The bats have been quiet for the Pirates this afternoon. Ryan Domet has 2 of the hits. Neil Walker with 1, and Chase Darno with 1. Tony Gwynn Jr. will get set to face a new pitcher for the Pirates, Chris Resop.
Resop's strikeout numbers very impressive this season. He has had a few peaks and valleys himself, but a lot more peaks than valleys this year.
Tony Gwynn had a base hit in the 6th. He was caught stealing when Ryan Domet gunned him down, but his most important at bat came in the 1st inning when he had a sacrifice fly to center field, driving in Andre Ethier, who was intentionally walked prior. He's got a glove full. Always a memorable day at the yard when you're a little kid, and getting a baseball makes it 10 times better.
Can't imagine what it must be like for a kid to bring a glove to the ballpark and actually catch a foul ball with it. It's got to be something you're going to cherish a long time. you ever get a foul ball when you were a kid?
Never did.
Neither did I.
Never did. Went to a lot of games, and it wasn't as though I didn't try, but never got one. Maybe he'll get one someday if he hasn't already.
Of course, for me, it was hard to get foul balls in the upper deck and the bleachers.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was sitting real close to home plate ever.
Tony Gwynn goes down on strikes. Gwynn, the former Brewer, Padre, now a Dodger. Weishaupt gets the strikeout. Now he'll face the catcher, A.J. Ellis. Ellis 1 for 2 with a walk.
When you think about Tony Gwynn Jr., you know, does he ever say to like, Dad, how could you do that? Like, it made it look so easy. It's got to be frustrating for him sometimes when he knows somewhere locked up in there is that DNA.
You would imagine they've had that conversation.
Oh, yeah, more than once or twice.
You know, maybe while standing next to Tony Sr.'s statue out outside the ballpark. Or standing at his stadium on the San Diego State campus named for him. Tony Gwynn is Mr. Padre, Mr. San Diego. Got streets named after him, all kinds of things. It's really amazing. And, you know, local guy. And Tony Gwynn Jr. heard the stories about his dad and how good a basketball player he was. He still owns the assist record at San Diego State. He's a great point guard. And drafted on the same day by both the Padres and, remember, the San Diego Clippers in the NBA before they moved to Los Angeles. Phone rang twice that day for Tony.
Good athlete, good human being, good guy.
Ellis. That one looked like it nicked the glove of Walker. And Ellis with a base hit, his second of the day. One out single for Ellis. We'll bring up Jamie Carroll next. Talk to Anthony Gwynn. Close your eyes for a minute. You'll hear his dad speaking. They sound a lot alike.
Hey, did you know, I read this in the notes today, on this day 121 years ago, 121 years ago, Dodgers Pirates played the first triple header.
That's right.
Triple header.
1890.
I was asking Steve about it, and he said that he got the pitch in the middle game, game 3. Pitched well, got no run support, but the Pirates got swept that day in the triple header.
I wonder how many innings Steve lasted. I mean, I know they probably had a pinch hit for him somewhere along the line.
1890, though. That's amazing. Now, do you think Steve has any idea right now that we're talking about him pitching in 1890?
No, but when he finds out, he won't be too happy. But we'll be already on the airplane by the time he finds out.
That's right.
So maybe he'll forget by the time we get back Monday.
Well, I think about that. I see little notes occasionally about 121. That's how long they've been playing this game, and it is amazing.
But who had the idea of a triple header? I mean, the doubleheader days are very long as it is.
Yeah, triple header. The guy that could start at breakfast. Well, they had no lights then.
Yeah. So what time did the game
start? They had to start
start
at breakfast.
Let's see. How long were the TV timeouts in 1890?
Well, that's a good point.
About 12 seconds.
I'm sure the games weren't nearly as long.
They were not broadcast in 1890. Two. Not yet. Carroll fighting his way through this at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch. That's the equivalent of the Pirates knothole gang. You know, they get to watch through the fence.
That's a nice place to stand. You're right above the bullpen. Might have a chance to talk to one of those guys.
One of them got a baseball.
Woo!
Yep. Split finger pitch.
Right over the bullpens.
King wears his hat like that every now.
King Gypsy? Seen it. That is deflected off of Resop, and Carroll will be in with a base hit. That's a bad luck bounce. Pirates might have had an out there had that gotten past Chris Resop.
Probably would have been a double play ball. I think that's going to be a walker. Instead, Walker had to put the brakes on and go run it down. Unfortunate that caught Resop in the right back of the calf.
Danny Evelyn will come up again. I don't know if Danny Evelyn thought today when he woke up making his season debut that
dropping sacrifice bunts down the 8th inning.
Yeah, he would have a bat in his hand in the 8th, but here he is. Evelyn has had one of his best performances in the big leagues today. And if you're Don Mattingly, in a series coming up with Atlanta, you find a 4-1 lead here late. Why use the bullpen if you don't have to?
Well, Evelyn hasn't thrown very many pitches. I don't even think he's at 80 yet. If he is, it's just barely past 80. During that long at bat he had with McCutcheon, I think it was, he was at 75. I looked up there at his pitch total. He's got 82 right now.
Foul ball, strike 1. Cleveland spent the season in Albuquerque, AAA. They've rebuilt that stadium since the last time you were there.
They get rid of the lava rocks?
They did. They have a hill out in center field like the Houston Astros do.
Looked like a giant gas barbecue years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's now known as Isotopes Park.
Just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it?
Yes.
Isotopes Park. Why'd they change the name from the Dukes?
There's a funny story about that. 1-1 pitch. That is low.
I want to hear it.
The new owner of the team, when they brought the team back, and his name escapes me, but believe it or not, because the nuclear industry is not exactly huge in the state of New Mexico. They have other industries there, but he's a fan of The Simpsons cartoon, and Homer Simpson works in a nuclear plant, and there was a team in one of the throw down to second base. Runner safe. There was a team in one of the episodes of The Simpsons called the Springfield Isotopes, and believe it or not, they're named after that.
The Simpsons, huh? Ellis got out there all by himself on an island. Barely got back. always thought because that's where they set off the first nuclear bomb that they call it isotopes.
Well, they tie it in with that, but it's actually in the media guide, because that's what I thought it was when I first went over there when they rebuilt the place years ago. And reading through their media guide, the whole story is in there. But you think of Los Alamos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3-2. This one is out of play. As Evelyn swinging away this late in the count. Got to scramble for the ball here. The young guy's the winner. Runners off first and second. And Evelyn gets a piece of it.
If he's going to swing, make him hit a ground ball. And one downstairs. Ground ball to Walker. The inning over.
The 3-2 pitch again. And he walked it. Not what was in the script for Chris Riesoff. For the third time in the game, the Dodgers have the bases full.
Why were they called the Dukes, by the way, Albuquerque?
Because the city is known as the Duke City. As far as the history beyond that, I don't know. But Sunday, you get these slippers. That's right. That's September 11th when the Pirates host the Marlins at 1:35. Another Kids Day coming up here at PNC Park. All kids 14 and under get Pirate slippers courtesy of Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after the game when youngsters can run the bases thanks to HK Anderson Pretzels. To get tickets, visit Pirates.com today. Ray Searage has finished his visit to Chris Riesoff. Infield will come in, 1 out. Daniel McCutchen is back up for the second time, loosening in the bullpen. Riesoff out of the stretch, facing D. Gordon. Strike one. Gordon had a hit in his first at bat, scored a run, and has gone 0 for 3 since. He's 1 for 4 today. Here comes the 0-1. And that is ripped fair down the right field line. This is going to open it up. Ellis comes in to score. Right behind him is Jamie Carroll. 2 runs in off the bat of Gordon here in the 8th. And it is now 6-1 Dodgers.
The Dodgers trying to hammer some nails into the coffin here. This definitely gave them some separation. Up by 5 after that hit.
D. Gordon, the son of Tom Flash Gordon. Who one of your sons faced in spring training.
Tom Gordon. Excellent big league career. Long time. One of the best closers of his era.
1-0 pitch. In for a strike to Loney. 1 out, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, Johnny got Had to be one of those minor league call-ups, big league camp one day, and he got in there and got the pinch hit. Hit a ground ball down to third base.
Two balls, one strike. Runner on third and less than 2 outs. Runner has scored 12 out of 21 times this year, so 48% of the time. He's been able to get him in.
I wonder what the league average is for that.
Well, we probably know somebody who can figure that out. Get our vast research staff on that.
There's a gypsy somewhere typing away right now.
The Pirate infield is in here with 1 out. Top of the 8th inning, 2 runs in for the Dodgers. They lead 6-1. They pounded out 11 hits this afternoon.
Well, when I said that, they may have quit typing. Said, okay, well, then I'm not going to do it.
Well, I think cameramen are magnets for foul balls today. That's the second one that's happened to. Only fouled that into the camera well behind him. Mike is our AGH cam operator down there, and he got grazed. Just a flesh wound. Maloney down on strikes. Foul tip into the glove of Doman.
His average will go down now for getting that run home with less than 2 outs.
12 out of 26 times.
He chased the ball quite a ways outside.
Two gone for Matt Kemp. 2 on for the Dodgers. Kemp fouls this one on. Dodgers are in the midst of playing 24 games in 24 days. They're 5-1 so far in that stretch. And it won't conclude until they wrap up a 4-game set on September 18th at Dodger Stadium against the Pirates. A lot of teams will be playing straight through with Hurricane Irene.
What happens with all those makeup games?
Yeah,
You got
some double headers that are still to come. And
it'll lose days off. No triple headers though.
no triple headers, only in 1890. That was the last triple header between the Dodgers and the Pirates.
I like
Might have been the first and last.
The note said that was the first triple header. That means that after they played that one, they thought, wow, this was such a good idea. We're going to keep doing this.
Well, the Dodgers thought it was a good idea. They won all 3.
Yeah.
They hit Blastwell in the second game.
Yep. No, he pitched well. He didn't get run support.
Oh, that's true. That's true. My internet report on that wasn't correct. This is what the Pirates will be facing here for the final month of the season. 3 in Chicago, then back here, Houston, Florida, St. Louis, Los Angeles for 4, then the Diamondbacks, Cincinnati at home for the final homestand, just a 3-gamer, and then back out to Milwaukee to wrap up the season. Every game televised here on Root Sports. One and 2 to Matt Kemp. He's got Evelyn, the runner, at third base, Gordon at second, and Kemp ground ball to second base. Walker throws him out. 2 more runs come in on 3 hits. Pirates coming to the plate at the bottom of the 8th.
hit a rough spot, but the last couple of weeks I've been feeling really good about the way I was throwing the ball. So I'm feeling very good about where I'm standing right now.
That's Pirates pitcher Brian Burris talking about making his 2000 debut as a September call-up. Now, before his call-up yesterday, he had no idea what his role would be when he arrived, but he has been announced that he will be the starter tomorrow in Chicago against Ryan Dempster. Now, this will be his 2011 debut, but he did play in 20 games for the Pirates last season, starting in 13. Guys?
Troutdale, Oregon's own Brian Burris had a decent spring with the Pirates. And last year made some important starts. A regular part of the rotation for a little while. So now back up here, and what is familiar to him, the number 71.
And he'll have an opportunity to pitch in front of Clint Hurdle.
I think the Pirates hope tomorrow out of the lefty Burris they can see what the Dodgers have seen out of Dana Eveland here today. Eveland starting the bottom of the 8th inning. He's gone the route so far, facing Josh Harrison. Strike one called to Harrison. Josh today has hit into a double play and fly to center. This time goes to the right side. Stopped by Loney, and Eveland beats Harrison to the bag. And Harrison will be
0 for 3. Eveland not a whole lot of strikeouts today. You saw him raise, I think that was Tabata, but he's taking the sting out of the ball. Nobody really hitting a lot of stuff hard, a lot of ground balls, a couple of big double plays. Pirates just struggling to do anything on offense.
Brandon Wood is 0 for 2. Flying to center field and struck out swinging in the 5th. Strike called to Wood. And the 0-1 on the way. Missed up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. McCutchen got up earlier today and now continues to work in the bullpen. Figure to see him pitch in the top of the 9th. Well, Wood gets ahead now, 3 balls and a strike.
This is not what Eveland wants to do, get in deep counts right now with the substantial lead.
Wood pops up the 3-1 pitch. James Loney will make the catch. So 2 men out. 40 years ago, you were talking about an anniversary of one event, but 40 years ago today, September 1st, 1971, the first all-black lineup, first all-minority lineup was put out there by Danny Murtaugh as Bob Robertson, first baseman, who was the only white starter in that lineup, was given the day off. And the first baseman that day, Al Oliver.
Look at those batting averages. Put that back up again. Look at the batting average. That was 45, 318, 341, 303, 331, 303, 276. Jackie Hernandez kind of dropped off there a little bit. Wow. Lumber company indeed. Some special hitters.
Jackie Hernandez had the final ground ball. The 71 series hit to him at short. Did it with the glove.
Yeah, you got to play defense when you hit like that, but he certainly could.
Chase Darno to the left field corner. He'll round first and head for second base. Two-out double for Chase Darno, his 6th double of the season.
And Ronnie Cedeno to the plate. to be doing a little bit more of this. So hitting in the very low 200s. Rips that ball down the line, and of course with his speed, it's very easy to get into second base. Anything goes in a gap or down the line with him. I was thinking maybe 3.
Cedeno trying to go the other way. Career pinch hitting, 259. That's not far off from his average this year, which is 260 starting this at bat. 2 home runs on the year for Ronnie. Danny Evelyn stretch, looks back at second, now comes home and gets a strike. 0-2. Cedeno pinch hitting in the 9 spot. Jose Tabata on deck. 2 men out, bottom of the 8th. 6-1 Dodger lead. The Dodgers have won 3 in a row, 8 of their last 9. They are 12 games behind the division leading Diamondbacks in the West, who have now built a 6-game lead over San Francisco. Dodgers are third, 2 games in front of 4th place Colorado, and San Diego bringing up the rear 18 games back.
It looked like that was going to be a pretty competitive race out there in the West, but Diamondbacks trying to put an end to that.
One of the finest outings for Danny Evelyn.
Had a complete game back in May of 2008 versus the Rays. There is some business going on in their bullpen right now, though.
Blake Hawksworth, the right-hander, loosening up. Cedeno takes the ball outside, 1-2. Well, the question is whether or not Evelyn will pitch the 9th. Whatever he does, if he gets through the 8th, he has given Don Mattingly perhaps more than Mattingly even imagined. Two and 2.
This is he may be getting low in the tank here.
Well, this is the 3rd time in the last 4 games the Pirates have faced a left-handed starter. Wandy Rodriguez Tuesday, Jay Happ last night, and Danny Evelyn here today. And he strikes out to end the inning. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Pirates trailing the Dodgers 6-1. Ethier, Miles, and Gwynn coming up. Hits, no errors. Pirates 1-6-1. So we go to the 9th inning. Lacey Collins and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. New pitcher on for the Pirates is right-hander Daniel McCutchen. Takes over for Rysop after Rysop pitched an inning of relief, gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits, and struck out 2. McCutchen will end up facing Andre Ethier, Aaron Miles, and Tony Gwynn. His job is to hold him down and let the Pirate bats try to do something in the 9th. Top of the order will be due up, rather than the bottom of the 9th, beg your pardon. Talbot, Presley, and McCutchen. So here is Andre Ethier.
Hawksworth set back down, too. I wonder if Evelyn's going to get a shot at the complete game. Or maybe Hawksworth's just going to shut it down for a little while. Have to get back up after a couple outs. Or maybe they will go a different direction. To make a change for Evelyn.
McCutchen ready to deliver the 0-1 to Andre Ethier. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Ethier has been very good in the walk-off department. He's got 6 career walk-off home runs, 11 career walk-off hits. And not that that's a factor at this point, but he's got a penchant to come through in the clutch. Now, last year, maybe 2 years ago, he walked off the Pirates, I think at least once, at Dodger Stadium. His 11 walk-off hits are tied for 3rd in Dodgers history. To center field, and McCutchen has it for out number 1. Ethier is 0 for 3. Now Aaron Miles, who had a 2-run single in the first inning, was lined out to d'Arnaud at short, flying to McCutchen in center, and also flying out to Presley in left. 1 for 4 today. 286 for Aaron Miles. Miles is another guy. He's, I wouldn't say a carbon copy of Jamie Carroll, but it's similar in a couple of ways. The fact that they both have had to move around a little bit from team to team and play multiple positions in the infield. Miles has played third. He has played short. He's played a lot of second base.
Well, they're a good example for some young players that you don't have to be the star everyday player to have a nice solid major league career and play for a long time. There's always a room for that better than average utility type guy that is willing to sit on the bench every now and then and not play every day and just basically do what it takes and be ready when your name is called. And if you can perform when they ask you to, be out there for 10-15 years.
Miles has been with the White Sox, the Rockies, the Cardinals, the Cubs, Cardinals again, and was a non-roster invite this year for the Dodgers. He was born in Pittsburgh, California. There's no H on the end of that Pittsburgh, just like the one in Kansas. One and two to Aaron Miles. Miles had to pitch in not one but 2 games last season. One of those games was against the Houston Astros. Another was against the Pirates last September 28th. Strike 3 called as Miles goes down looking. McCutchen gets the first 2 Dodgers here in the 9th.
Oh, had a little bit of a tail. Came back in close enough to get the call.
Saw the little head shake at the end. Miles didn't agree with the call, but he is out. Now Tony Gwynn Jr. with one hit this afternoon. Struck out swinging his last time up in the 8th. His base hit came in the 6th inning, and then he tried to swipe second base, and with a head first slide he couldn't get his left hand to the bag first before Neil Walker with a hard and quick tag got him on the back. Gwynn did drive in a run in the 1st inning with a sacrifice fly, scoring Andre Ethier from third base after Ethier was walked intentionally. Gwynn pops it up. Foul. Harrison got it. Josh Harrison tracks it down. And now the Pirates down to their final 3 outs today, trailing the Dodgers 6-1. Today from AAA, we'll take on right-hander Ryan Dempster. Saturday, Ross Ohlendorf facing Casey Coleman. And Charlie Morton opposes Randy Wells in the finale of that series Sunday afternoon. Coverage begins with Pirates pregame presented by Trip Total Media right here on Root Sports. Burris will get the call tomorrow. Jason Jaramillo, you see next to him, called up today as well. Blake Hawksworth will try to finish this one up for the Dodgers after Dana Evelyn goes 8 innings, allowing just 1 run on 6 hits.
See Hawksworth's numbers on the air, not too bad. Excellent job by Evelyn.
They want to sing the Jose Jose song. Jose would like to let them right now. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch coming from Blake Hawksworth in the bottom of the 9th. It's a strike. Hawksworth, one of 7 Canadian-born Dodgers since 1958. Russell Martin, who's now with the Yankees, 1. Eric Gagne, Paul Quantrill. That's into right field and a base hit. Tabata starts things off with a single in the bottom of the 9th. Alex Presley will try to keep this going. He's the former St. Louis Cardinal Blake Hawksworth. Presley 1 for 3 today, and he is in the building just to confirm. One of those guys have a big case for all those signs they bring in.
Out at the sign case store.
Really? They have one of those?
Yep.
Is that in Wexford?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right on 19.
1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Presley. Presley trying to make the most of this last month of the season. Again, he came up in June, but an injury to his left hand sidelined him for a while. Still wears a little pad on his left batting glove. When he first started to hit after the deep bruise, see how it's taped up. He had a very thick pad that he would have wrapped up, and the injury was between his forefinger and thumb in that area you might call the web. Just too much for him to handle the bat at that time, so he had to be shut down for a little bit. Went to Bradenton and Single A in his rehab, then came up to AAA and started raking the ball again. Ended up on the International League's postseason All-Star team. Here's the 1-2 from Hawksworth. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, it was really a shame that Presley did hurt his hand, because he was so locked in, wasn't he, when he first came up, first go around? Not that he's not hitting the ball decent now, but man, he was on fire then.
His first game was in Toronto. Hit a home run. 2-2. Down the left field side. That'll go into the seats. Blake Hawksworth, born in North Vancouver, British Columbia, now lives in Sammamish, Washington. He's 28 years of age. Three and 2 to Presley.
Pretty close one to be able to lay off. That wasn't outside by very much.
Andrew McCutcheon looking for a productive at bat here late in the ball game. Pirates down 6-1. Bottom of the 9th, nobody out. Tabata at first. 3-2 pitch to Alex Presley. And he hits it well to right field. Way back it goes. It is gone. A 2-run home run. And the Pirates have cut the lead in half, 6-3 on a 2-run shot by Presley.
Able to lay off that fastball that was just off the plate. Get himself into that 3-2 count. And you mentioned that home run he hit in Toronto, our first look of him this year. And there's the next one. In a while in between long balls. Down and in.
Alex Presley taking care of business.
Well, he didn't look at it either. He put his head down. He wasn't watching it.
And Don Mattingly is going to go to the bullpen. So the home run by Alex Presley chases Blake Hawksworth. And the Pirates did more on Hawksworth before Hawksworth could record an out than they did in 8 innings against Danny Evelyn. 6-3, still nobody out. Alex Presley, his second home run of the season. Presley is in the building, but hit the ball out of it. And got 2 more runs here in the bottom half of the 9th inning for the Bucks. It's now a 6-3 ball game. Don Mattingly pulls out Blake Hawksworth after he faced 2 men, gave up a single to Talbot on the home run to Presley. And they're looking for the ball, but it didn't go that far.
No, not quite that far. Stay there, though. Game's not over. Game is not over.
Still have a chance.
And nobody out. Got to start over now.
And Kenley Jansen is the new pitcher.
Nobody out, nobody on.
Jansen, 23 years of age. He's out of Willemstad and Curacao.
64 strikeouts in 40 innings.
He's from the same town as Jair Jurgens of the Braves. .6'5" and 257. Facing Andrew McCutchen. 2-ball, no strike count. Here's the pitch. 3-0. Jansen last pitch Tuesday night. Struck out 2 in a scoreless 8th inning. He's got a scoreless inning streak going of 19. Which is the longest of the season for a Dodger and the second longest active streak in the majors behind Craig Kimbrell's 33 2/3 innings for the Braves. He hasn't allowed a hit over 8 1/3 innings over his last 8 games either. He's pretty good. Delmott on deck. McCutchen with a 3-ball, 1-strike pitch coming. And he walked him.
That's what you got to do, make him throw strikes.
And this will bring the tying run into the on-deck circle. Delmott is 2 for 3 this afternoon. He scored a run in the 2nd inning, grounded the 3rd, and got another base hit in the 7th. Good speed on the bases with Andrew McCutchen at first. Nobody out, bottom of the 9th. Pirates have cut into that 6-1 Dodger lead, now 6-3. Dodgers had 3 runs in the 1st inning off of Brad Lincoln. He would be the pitcher of record. Danny Evelyn, obviously the pitcher of record for the Dodgers right now. Pirates trying to do their best to change all that. 0-1, and this one is hit into center field, a base hit. McCutchen will turn second, head to third, and the Pirates, with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th, will bring the tying run to the plate in Neil Walker. Ryan Doman, 3 for 4 this afternoon.
Off the bat, it was a little worrisome. Wasn't quite sure that it was going to make it through there, but he hit it hard enough to where it got through. Right there, I thought, oh no. I was thinking that it could be a possible double play, but when he hit it that hard, it doesn't take long to get by those infielders. McCutchen able to cruise on into 3rd. His run obviously doesn't mean a whole lot. Can't take any chances. And neither does Domas, but the important one now is at the plate. That gives us a chance.
Go back to the month of May. Neil Walker facing Chad Billingsley. Go ahead double in the 8th. Early in that series here at PNC Park. That's Xavier Paul in. Mom and Dad liked it. High fives for Neil all the way around. The Pirates would go on to win that game 4-1. Walker takes strike 1 over the outside part of the plate.
Evelyn probably getting a little nervous over there now in the dugout. He had this one all sewed up.
Battling Bucks trying to battle back.
Not so fast.
Here comes the 0-1. That's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. It all started with a Jose Talbot base hit. Then the 2-run home run by Alex Presley. Walk to McCutchen, single to Doman. Still nobody out.
And that walk to McCutchen, that's the big one for me right now. You had nobody on, nobody out. You had to start over from scratch, and then McCutcheon goes up there, gets the base on balls. Okay, now the ball's rolling again.
And Walker to right field. Back on it is Ethier. Scoring is McCutcheon. One out, and the Pirates put another run on the board at 6-4.
That's all right. That keeps the tying run at the plate.
RBI number 77 for Neil Walker. Josh Harrison is 0 for 3 today. And Harrison now with an opportunity to do some damage against the Dodgers in the ninth. Hitting .277. His one major league home run came here against the Brewers on the last homestand. Sees the first pitch inside for ball one. .6-4 Dodgers, one out, bottom of the ninth. Jansen's pitch. And this by Harrison, 1-1.
Look like Josh going for his second big league home run.
Strike call. Base hit by Domit. The first off of the 23-year-old. In 8 1/3 innings. That ended that streak. And the run scored by McCutcheon ends his scoreless streak at 19. And Harrison down on strikes, and the Pirates now down to their final out.
Went at him with fastballs. That definitely is the way that Jansen goes at everyone. There's nothing fancy about what he's doing. And you know what's amazing to me, he doesn't throw all that hard, just low 90s, but he has all those strikeouts. Way more strikeouts than innings pitched.
Jansen going for a save. It was a 3-run game when he came in. Doma takes off for second base. It'll be defensive indifference.
Yeah, they're just looking for outs right now. You know, the fly ball to right has scored a run, but as far as the Dodgers were concerned, you know, they would make that trade anytime. And same thing here with the steal. They don't really care about that. I'm sorry, I was going to say that's just the bad part about falling behind like this is, you know, they can ignore a lot of things. They don't have to play defense in the normal way you would in a real close ball game.
Wood now 1 ball 1 strike. Kenley Jansen set. Now the pitch. And Wood taps it foul. Buccos down to their last strike now.
There's a breaking ball. Jansen hasn't thrown many of those. He comes at you. Not a lot to look for.
The tying run is at the plate. 2 outs. Domit at second base. Jansen's 1-2 pitch to Brandon Wood. Now it's 2-2. Chase Darno hoping he gets a chance. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Wood. And he struck out, and that is the ball game. So the Pirates lose this makeup game here today, 6-4, and officially in the series, the Dodgers would win 3 of 4 in the series that began back in the month of May. And Evelyn gets the win, his first. Brad Lincoln the loss, his first, and Jansen the save.